what are your thoughts?
I'm about to break some serious table. So
break it.
Bob, Bob, I think, threw himself at the mercy of a system that is prejudiced towards him as a person and not accepting of him as a person, expecting a fair sentence which is a lot of acts.
A fair sentence.
It's not a fair sentence.
Why?
It's not fair because it was his first time offense,
Exactly.
and you threw the book at him and gave him the worst possible outcome.
No, that's not the worst possible outcome. The worst possible outcome is prison and the fine.
I don't know about the prison and the fine,
the
but
best possible outcome is the fine. The worst possible outcome is both. So he dropped something in between.
The judge saw that a fine would be nothing for Bob. Asking him
Thank you.
50K is nothing. That prison sentence is what it's, that's how you can hold him.
Yes.
So that's the worst possible punishment for Bob, for that particular person. That's the worst possible punishment.
Yes.
So
I just want to teach him a lesson.
Bob threw himself at the mercy of a system that expects them to be fair, and they're not accepting of you. There's no way a Nigerian system would be fair to a cross-dresser or a transgender person.
Mm.
It's just not. It's the way Nigeria is. First of all, our laws are not even accommodating of that kind of lifestyle. One.
Mm.
And so, yeah, it's impossible to receive the same kind of sentence or the same outcome as Cubana. And that freeze, when you said, who would I rather be influenced by, Cubana or Bob? I personally would rather be influenced by Bob. Ask me why.
What?
Yeah.
Because Bob is a visionary. I'm going to explain why I'm saying this. He's a visionary. He doesn't conform to the norm. He doesn't conform to the norm. And if you look at it, in say 50 years, like I said, in 50 years, we would remember Bob. First of all, I don't even know what Cubana is known for. I personally don't know what. I just know he's a money spender and someone that flaunts money on social media. I really don't know what he's into.
Exactly.
Maybe nightclub. I'm not sure what his business is.
I think he has a club. He has a club.
But Bob, I know Bob is a cross-dresser or a transgender that makes his money from the internet, from influencing, influencing for brands, from dancing on social media, from a huge social media presence. That's how he makes his money.
Okay.
So I know for sure.
You, do you support the sisterhood or the brotherhood?
These are the freeze. These are the freeze. I never come on live this, but
explain it. Me, I'm for fairness. I'm always for fairness. And I think personally, I think what grown adults do in their privacy is their business. It's not anybody's business. And in some years ago, in about let me say, in 60 years ago, I'm just giving an estimate. 60 years ago, interracial marriages were illegal in this country that I live in America. Interracial marriages were illegal. You, my sister, I'm sure you're married to a Caucasian, aren't you?
This one,
I'm not married.
Not married.
I don't like what that the freeze they do sometimes. That the freeze I don't like. You're just catching me all the time.
No vex. You get.
I'm not married.
Okay. I apologize.
You misunderstand. Yes, I'm not married.
Just say interracial marriages were illegal in this country, but today they are not. And there was a time that people that stood for that kind of relationship were looked at as the outlaws. Yes, same as slavery. When it was legal and it was a thing of that's how people grew their wealth. That's how people showed off their wealth. Having slaves, the number of slaves, and that sort of thing. there was a time that was legal, and the people that first started the movement against slavery were outlaws. People did not like them. People were not in support.
So you are in support of the sisterhood.
I'm not support sisterhood.
I'm not in support
somebody
in brotherhood
that stands against, is not conforming to the norm. The fact that right now it's illegal in Nigeria doesn't mean it will always be legal. It doesn't.
But
there's something I want to. There's something that I want to say.
See, Daddy Freeze. However we play it, we are all moving. We are all following the West. The West is who we are all looking up to.
I'm not following any
all
West.
Of us, Daddy Freeze. All of us. Okay.
I'm not there.
Well,
only she's following them.
Well, Daddy Freeze, do you know? Okay, just as she was saying, Daddy Freeze, that she doesn't know Cubana in anything that he's doing or whatever. Do you know that is really? I mean, it's true. The only thing I always see him that go to events, pay a lot of money, show a lot of stuff, And do you know things like this pressure a lot of our young youths, the boys, to like.
Waiting Bobrisky they do now. No come pressure the boys.
No, I'm not siding there. I'm not taking any side. Even Bobrisky is a bad influence to the young ones, to the youth as well, because what he's doing, I believe God creates a woman as a woman, a man as a man. It should be like that. You understand me? Any other thing for me is wrong.
By somebody, because somebody that is, dressing a certain way, you are not doing a good job as a parent. If the honest is, if your children are going to be influenced by somebody, or take for instance their orientation is going to change because of what somebody is doing on social media, you are not doing a very good job as a parent. Are you following? Like, does that make sense? Or
trying?
Like, okay, I'm just wondering, like, how, like, when they say, is changing the mindset of young people, or like is corrupting young people. I'm like, how? Like, if you are that way, you are that way. Nobody is going to preach you into being a certain way that you're not. If you want it, you want it. Then nobody's going to.
Yeah, like, I heard someone said, how many people Cubana employed. Yes, of course. We are not doubting doubt. Yes, he's a businessman. Yes, of course, he's a businessman. But he do show up. We can agree that he do show up a lot. You understand me? I know he's a businessman. You understand me? Because some people are writing some stuff here, and we are not taking any side. We're just trying to just say our own opinion, how we feel about the whole issue. You understand? So that's just it. Because this Bob Matai that the freezing, I think say they go even free Bob. Like, let's 3 weeks now. 3 weeks they go just okay. But I think the thing is really like going out of hand. And I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Bob, but I feel so sad. I feel the J's sentence is not being fair. Really, that's just my opinion. You understand me? Because I don't know, because he said he's guilty. That we all know that, because of that guilty weight. I don't know, Sha. I'm not a lawyer, but I just feel there's something not right about this whole case. For me, I just feel there's something not right about the case of Bob and Cubana, the way they are playing it. So I don't really.
All right, let me bring somebody here to have a conversation with you guys concerning this. Let us see what the thoughts of other people are as we round off. Pop my money guns if you're watching on TikTok.
Daddy Freeze, I think you should bring a man, because I can see the internet. Okay.
Hi,
I'm fine.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, my darling sister.
Okay. So for this issue, right? The fact of the issue is that Bob was tried for abusing Naira. It was not, the trial was not about his sexual preference.
Is
Which
ex preference. Don't use that word.
Oh,
Ex
sorry.
preference.
Yes. Oh, sorry. I apologize. It's not about that preference, which we all know as Nigerians living in Nigeria. That is ex preference. Is a crime on its own. But he was not tried for that. He was tried for the money he abused. Now, I would say he got a poor representation because his lawyer would have been able to say, this is how we should go, would have been able to advise him or, say, let's plead not guilty, and then we take it from there. But in the eyes of the law, you pleaded guilty, you will be punished. So that's what it is. It's not, I'm not saying it that maybe it's because of his preference or because he brags a lot or something. No, he did something and he pleaded guilty to the thing that he did. And then he's serving the punishment for what he did. I don't want us to be like, think it's a hunt or because he brags a lot and all this. I don't want us to look at it from that angle. I just want us to he did something, he pleaded guilty. And when you plead guilty, you definitely, go for it because of that. And then Bob also brags, just like, I don't follow either of them, but I see two of them. Both of them have similar lifestyle. The difference is that Bob is doing his own as a cross-dresser, and the other guy is doing his own as a businessman or a bartender, something like that, So that's just my own angle. So both of them, they are both in the social media space. If you have a good lawyer, you see people who commit worse offense. But if they can get a good lawyer, the punishment will even be very reduced. So I think he did not get a good lawyer. That's what I think.
And the thing
I think he
about
did not
pleading
get a good
guilty,
lawyer.
he pled guilty. But the thing about pleading guilty is once you plead guilty, you throw yourself at the mercy of the judge. So it's now, and judges, like human beings, like human beings have, they have feelings, they have emotions, they have people they like, they have, they form their own impressions of you.
Don't forget the law
just,
is not emotional. You cannot do that work. You cannot use.
Judges are humans.
They are humans. It's just the same way why a doctor will not be allowed, or a surgeon will not be allowed to carry out some procedures on their family members. So for judges, even if you want to say they are humans, yes, we know they are humans, but in the eyes of the law, they have to keep their emotions and sentiments and family members. They have to keep that aside, and
they are supposed to. But
and the fact of the matter is, he pleaded guilty.
It's the judge's discretion. Do you think that the judge's emotional feelings about that person will come into play? Where the situation is now the judge's discretion. Don't you think the judge's sentiments towards that person would show in that situation?
Okay, yes, I agree with you. But however, don't forget that this thing about the Naira has been on, like this law has been there, and there would always be what we call like a scapegoat or something like. Yeah, something like that. They would always want to, even in the US, it's the same thing. There are many people committing law, but they would just look for one person to let you know that this is still a crime, to remind you that this is still a crime. You understand? So if you are in the eyes of the public now decide that you want to do this thing, they would rather use you so that the people that are not up to your level, we know that this person of this status did this thing and was punished for it. Now call me when not get person. If I do it not gonna make sense. You get? So that's just that he was just the collateral. He was the one they needed somebody of that caliber to tell everybody that not do that thing. Let's not forget during COVID, Funke Akinde, yes, she's Funke, right? She was when she had a party during the COVID.
Yes.
She was punished also.
Yes.
You understand? So that's what it is. They'll just look for somebody that people look up to, that have the fan base and all those things. When we deal with you, those other small ones, we go calm down. You understand? So now if other people will not get that backup or money or something, if they want spray now, they will do with caution. And I believe right now many people, they will rather print those fake ones that you can buy and use to do whatever ceremony you want to do, you know. So I don't think it was because of his preference or they were looking for how to just punish him. I just feel he was a perfect collateral for them at that point for this very crime. That's what I feel.
All right, guys,
But
this is as far as we can go today. I need to go get some rest so I can come right back a little bit later and we continue our conversations. God bless you all. Thank you all
Thank
so much
you.
okay,
for
Daddy
coming
Thank
out.
Prince.
you.
All right, good night,
Bye.
We go
ladies.
back into
Bye.
our jackpot gist tonight too. How
Daddy
jackpasters get
freeze,
married.
Daddy freeze. And they me say, say I tell you say I want pack. So I'm in the new house now. I'm trying to arrange work, school, and everything. It has been very stressful, but I think I'll be done this Saturday so that I'll be having time to come on live. So
All right,
to
Sha, no
gist with
get
you
me
guys.
Okay.
that. And this thing I want to tell you with that. Take care.
Daddy freeze. Good
Bye.
night.
Good night.